Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wookies on X-Wing. I'm Ian.
I'm John.
And today we have probably the most anticipated match of this event. You see on the screen on the right-hand side there is Rob with his Double Falcons that have just been causing havoc. On the other side of the board is yours truly. That would be me playing my Interceptor, Phantom, and TIE Fighter list.
Alright, so we all know about you. We all know what you can do. Tell us a little bit more about your thoughts going right into this match. I mean, we've seen the Double Falcon list in a previous video. We know what it can do. We know its potential. So what were your thoughts going in?
So I'll be honest, starting this match, I was actually terrified. At that point in time, I'd only ever played against one other Fat Han with veteran instincts, and it wasn't even a game. He squashed me. So going into this, I'm not gonna lie, I was really stressed out. I had a game plan set. I didn't know if it was gonna work for me. It really actually depended on what he did.
Well, you can tell us a little bit more about this as when it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that you had all of your asteroids deployed in the field closer to us, yet you deployed on the other side of those asteroids. Why is that?
I really can't give you a reason. I was depending on where he placed Chewie, which was up in that corner. Well, farther down, I guess. I had initially planned to start in the other corner and force him to come through the asteroids to get me, but I had a really weird moment of je ne sais pas, and I just kind of decided to go straight at his face.
Yeah, well, we don't know either.
No.
But no, it seems like you are going very cautiously towards the Double Falcon list, and I can understand why. It's a Double Falcon list, right?
Well, the Double Falcon itself doesn't actually scare me. Even a Fat Han doesn't scare me. In this case, it's specifically the veteran instincts that scared me. Because with my list, I specifically tooled it to have initiative whenever I want it. So against other pilot skill 9s, it's a walk in the park for me, because I'll just be like, yeah, I'll shoot you first anyway. Up against the Fat Han with the veteran instincts, obviously, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I could definitely see that you are trying to limit his... You're definitely trying to limit his action economy by throwing Jax in there right away. Saying, hey, you can't use focus, and you're going to like it.
Yeah. And as we see here, he's target locked Jax, so the bait has technically worked, I guess. He seems to be targeting Jax first, which is really what I was hoping he would do. Because if he decides to target Whisper first and manages to burst her down, the game is just over. Like, no bones about it.
I mean, I guess what the best course of action is that with Whisper being the way she is right now is trying to stay at range 3 and use that extra maneuverability to your advantage.
That really is what I have to do. So he has been taking shots at Jax, which I like.
And he's still standing.
He's still standing, which is also awesome. I expect him at this point. I'm like, all right, it's okay. Jax is totally gonna die in the first round, but I'm gonna get some good shots in first, because assuming I survive his Han shot, I'm gonna have 3 shots on Han at least before he finishes Jax off, which is really what I want to do. Like, I knew that I have to kill that Han first if I even want to stand a chance.
You got my vote on that one. It's definitely a very rock paper scissory match in the essence that he is the rock to your scissors.
Oh God, yes.
So you want to talk? So you're just avoiding stuff with Jax. It looks like.
I mean, yes, which is really sweet. It wasn't so sweet after this one, I think, because he actually just rolled 4 hits there. So Jax did take a decent amount of damage on that one.
But you have a hull upgrade, right?
I have a hull and a shield upgrade on Jax, so even after 2 range 1 shots from 2 Falcons, he's still standing.
Wow, so you you really doubled down on your investment there.
Oh yeah. So he did get dealt 2 critical hits that round. One was blinded pilot, which means next time he attacks, he does nothing. The other one is a weapons malfunction, I believe, in reducing his primary weapon value by 1.
So offensively, he's sort of taken out of the fight, but Jax is not there to do a lot of damage. He's there to be annoying. He's there to strip action economy.
Yes.
So I mean, for the most part, Jax is doing. Even though he can't shoot, he's not really. You're not really losing that much out of him.
Yeah. I often explain it to people this way when I'm describing my list. Howlrunner is the support. She doesn't do a lot of damage. Alternatively, people also don't focus on her a lot. Jax is the annoyance. He's the bait. He makes people focus on him because if they don't, he's gonna ruin their day. And then coasting along in the back is the sniper, and that's Whisper. She's the game finisher most of the time.
So you almost have a group of adventurers there. You have your supporter, you have your tank, and you have your heavy damage dealer.
I may or may not play Dungeons and Dragons.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I actually brought Whisper in a little bit closer this time because all of my judgment at that point was telling me that he's going all in trying to take Jax out. So at that point, I was kind of hoping he'd continue focusing Jax and let Whisper actually, get off a good shot here before he does finish Jax off and turns all of his guns on her.
And now Jax is doing a 5k turn?
He is.
That extra maneuverability on the TIE Interceptor is just amazing.
It is amazing. Now it's a bit of a gutsy maneuver. He didn't have a lot to do at that point, and while I'm stressed, obviously I can't focus or evade. So whatever he decides to fire on Jax, if he keeps focused on him, I am solely based on my dice. No focus or evades, no modifications at all.
You blocked Chewie in there fairly good, so you're like, hey, Chewie, stop moving. No actions for you.
Yes.
So
which is good. It's like that this turn, like I was feeling all right about it, mostly because neither of his Falcons got to take an action, which meant that even though Howlrunner and Jax didn't necessarily do a lot, he also didn't do a lot.
The pilot ability of Han, that extra reroll, is just brutal, even if he doesn't have a lot of actions.
Yeah, that one is brutal. The awesome thing about this one, though, is he's still focusing on Jax, so even with the Han, there's still a chance he's not going to do much, and as you just saw, he only rolled 1 hit, which I easily evaded.
Yeah. You're still an Interceptor, you still have 3 defense dice.
Yep. Whisper is still firing back on Han there. That one was solid 4 hits as well, which was enough to eat through his shields and start dealing damage to him. Which at that point, I was starting to feel pretty good about it. Still a little bit nervous because, Fat Han.
Yeah.
But I was starting to get a little bit more confident.
You have a lot of firepower, you have a lot of synergy, and your force is able to take a bit of damage. That being, even though it's a 3 Imperial list, and you don't have a Decimator or a Shuttle.
No, the list. I think I decided on naming it actually the Glass Cannon. It hits really hard. Those 3 ships combined only have 12 hit points though, so there's really not a lot to actually go through.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing here actually, this is the end of the round. Han is R2D2ing. He did roll a hit on it, and though you can't see it on the screen, he flipped up a direct hit.
Oh, that's so net 0.
Net 0 with R2, yeah. Which it made me pretty happy. It probably felt really awful for Rob, but I was pretty pleased about
it. It is sort of net 0. It sort of isn't. I mean, would he have preferred to not take a shield? I mean, in case you want to get those crits through, but you're throwing enough firepower that you're going to plink away that shield, and those crits are going to hit hull.
Yeah, especially with more than one ship focused on Han, because we all know if you get down to a 1 versus 1 against Han, the odds of you winning are practically zero, unless you can throw more than 3 attack dice every turn.
Well, it's less about Han and more on which Falcon has C-3PO on it, right?
Which is the Fat Han in this case.
So yeah, that is something that I learned the hard way. Is if you see a C-3PO, whatever Falcon that's on, it's probably the first Falcon you want to kill. Because
Yeah.
if you only have one ship left and it's not as tanky as a C-3PO Falcon, you're probably not going to get the job done.
So this move I did here, I actually didn't mean to. As you saw a second ago, I had tried to decloak sideways towards Chewie. I did not have the room, unfortunately, so I was forced to decloak straight, since the other option was through an Asteroid. So I ended up dropping myself right in front of the Han, which made me feel really, really bad about myself. I wasn't too happy about that at all.
Well, I mean, there's only so many places he can go, and unless he's doing a hard one maneuver, which he's not.
Or even a straight one. Like, my thought at that point was, dear God, I hope he bombs past me. And he did. The thought of taking a range 1 shot from a Fat Han is still not super appealing.
But at the same time, this would be the turn that he would want to focus, right?
Yeah. He actually took the evade this time,
Which is I'm really surprised about.
Yeah. And he did get 2 solid shots on me, so taking the shields off of Whisper. But he didn't kill me, which is really good.
Yeah. See, that's one of the things. Is like when you have a clear-cut shot and you know that Whisper is such a potential threat, and you have the ability to reroll like Han, taking that focus action might have just been the difference between her going down in 1 shot or not.
Oh yes.
But even then, you're down 2 shields, man. So what are you gonna do, right? You can't exactly just stay there either, right? You gotta be a whisper on the wind.
So Jax just attacked there. He only got 1 shot in. Rob did not C-3PO or use his evade though. So I actually got the hit in and knocked off his shield. So Whisper got to take a range 1. It was a crit in 4 hits. So he uses evade, and I do believe he uses C-3PO.
Yeah.
So he does take. Ooh, well, he's deciding right now.
You want trying to figure out how much damage you're just gonna pile onto the Falcon.
Yeah, he was trying to math out how much damage he could let through.
Yeah.
Or whether or not he just wanted to make Han survive. So he did. He opted. Well, if he's gonna roll his dice here. Thinking really hard.
You gotta play the Jeopardy theme music.
So he did 3PO. So he's taking 2 hits and a crit.
I mean, I think that's the right move on his part because.
Yeah, it was the bank on the crit because if it's anything but a direct hit, Han lives to shoot another day. You again, you can't see it on the screen, and it's gonna be a second before he picks it up. But the critical was a direct hit.
Oh no!
Again, which did actually finish Han off. He just hasn't picked him up yet.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how devastating a Phantom is and how quickly you have to try to deal with them.
Absolutely. So here he is trying to finish Jax off, and he does with 3 solid hits. So Jax is really down for the count, leaving me with Howlrunner and Whisper. Whisper at half-life, Howlrunner untouched against a Chewbacca that is also untouched. So there's still a lot to go through at this point. It's definitely still anyone's game.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you get 2 overconfident or 1 misplay, like if you somehow land on an asteroid, that's game for you.
It's all over.
Yeah. That being said, I mean, Howlrunner is a TIE fighter, and TIE fighters also can just pop in one shot. Like,
Yep.
the number of times I've lost a TIE fighter to a stray shot from a Falcon is just mind-boggling.
It's really depressing when it happens too.
So yeah, just keep your distance from Chewie.
Yes, ideally.
I mean, even if you're at range 3, it's still benefiting you more than it's benefiting him, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you can use those asteroids to your advantage now that he has to sort of finagle through them. It's...
Yeah, the maneuverability versus a big tanky ship like that does throw a lot of attack dice. With smaller ships, normally I'd actually have to use the asteroids to my advantage. I wouldn't have a choice there.
Yeah. So you're just trying to re-engage here with Phantom, it looks like?
Yeah, she was facing right the wrong way, so like I knew it was gonna be probably at least a turn before I got to shoot with her again. My best hope at this point was to try and get a lucky range 3.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you're out of the arc at this point, though. Ah! Luckily you can barrel roll.
I can barrel roll.
Barrel rolling, best action in the game.
It really is, though. Like, you can focus, you can evade all you want, or you can barrel roll.
On top of which, I mean, we've discussed this before, but the number of times that Star Fox references get brought up in the middle of the game.
Do a barrel roll!
Yeah. Obviously, the Imperial side is the meme side.
Oh, yes. We have cookies.
Everything's clean, if you notice that. All the Imperial stuff is clean and shiny.
Well, yeah. Everything's got to be in tip-top shape. So we realized here, actually, he forgot to roll an extra defense dice from being at range 3. So he was rolling it and got nothing, so it didn't matter. But...
You were being a good opponent.
Well, absolutely. The game's about fun. Like, it might be a tournament, but... Everyone's there to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. And for the most part, when you have a local gaming store, small knit community, I mean, these are the people you want to play games with in, day out.
Absolutely.
And for the most part, I think this is your first store championship
that I've played at. Yep. Yeah. The only tournaments I'd been to before that were the GameZilla tournament,
the ones that
of which you have seen the videos of.
Yeah.
And one at Comic Con in Moncton.
Okay. We got a really good crowd.
Absolutely.
So here you're bumping with Howlrunner?
I am not. It was a hair's breadth away from a bump.
You were so good at this game.
It fit in just perfectly enough to be awesome.
The number of times you get to pull those kind of shenanigans over and you're like, haha, I am obviously super amazing and didn't do this by accident.
Yep. So, at this point, any normal person would probably be keeping their distance and picking away at Chewie. Not me. I'm, in simplest terms, I am a greedy bastard.
Something we both share.
Yeah, I have to dive in there. I gotta just get the payload.
Yeah. It's seductive. It really is the power of the dark side.
It really is. It sways your every move.
I mean, especially in a tournament like this, where everything you kill is points for later matches.
Yep. So we're seeing Whisper doing her usual horrifying rolls here and 4 solid hits, which I don't know was evaded at all, but at the very least he took 2 because he did have an evade token on there.
Yeah, and here comes Howlrunner.
Yep.
3 attack dice is pretty nice.
Range 1, yep. And that's another 2 solid hits actually, which is really good.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the little TIE fighter.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they can plink away and they can do a lot of damage, but for the most part, that's damage that you don't have to worry about later on.
Absolutely.
And
See, even though they die early, like the assurance that, hey, I got a bunch of little guys that can pick away at you every turn. Like I can rest easy most of the time.
For sure. Now, you're kind of in a tricky spot for next turn. I mean, I assume you can't really K-turn because you're stressed out from push the limit, right?
This is true. I don't know what I was planning on doing with Howlrunner at this point. I don't think I actually expected him to do a hard turn that way, so I might end up bumping into him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, bumping into the Falcon is not necessarily a bad thing because you're not getting shot at that point.
Absolutely. At that point though, like he's putting all his eggs in the basket of Whisper. Like with the target lock there, I'm not hugely worried about Howlrunner becoming a target. And actually, I revealed the wrong maneuver there just for your entertainment.
You done goofed.
I done goofed. So Howlrunner's kind of out of it right now. She's not doing anything.
I'm surprised that you double action that close to the board edge.
Well, I mean, right where I am right now, I know a hard one or even a hard two potentially can easily clear me. So it's more of the assurance of if you decide to focus on Howlrunner, you're not likely to kill Howlrunner.
Okay.
And put me down yet another ship, because having 2/3 of my fleet gone is not hard to do, and it really hurts.
Yeah, and not only that, you know that you're not really going to get a shot next turn anyway, so...
Yeah.
I mean, and he'll probably be far enough away from you that you don't need to worry too much about actions.
Yes, absolutely. So, typical Whisper with 4 hits again.
But you have advanced sensors, not advanced sensors, fire control systems on...
Yep.
Just target lock for days.
Yeah, it's Whisper. When you're talking about aggressive builds, the rule is usually pick one ship and kill it. Nothing's better at that than a Phantom. Phantoms are amazing at picking their target and making sure they do not survive.
Well, that's why so many people have been playing turrets.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to have to worry too much about how to deal with that Phantom.
Yeah.
Especially high pilot skills like the Falcon here.
Absolutely.
Now this is a kind of a surprising move.
That was actually another one I did not expect. I expected him to kind of go along the other side of the board and try and make some distance between us.
Especially since one of those TIE fighters was pretty much out of commission.
Yeah, which actually, it completely turns that around, because while she's still stressed, she now gets a range one shot as opposed to nothing.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
And your high pilot skill allows you to see what's going on the battlefield before, when you decloak.
Absolutely. That's the thing about the Phantoms. As long as they get to go last, you actually have no idea where they're gonna go. Most of the times, even I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can pick a general area I want to be in, but it's nice to be able to see where they're going, and then I can go, oh, well, if I decloak this way, I'm gonna be right behind you.
So I guess the only time that you're really having difficulty with lower pilot skill fighters is if somebody tries to block you or use asteroids against you.
Yes.
Or both. But there it is.
That does it right there. So,
brutal game. You made it look easy.
I tried.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you're interested, follow us on Facebook at Northern Gaming Network, or even at Twitter at NorthGameNet.
And guys, we want you to get involved, so comment. All of you guys watching on YouTube, comment what you liked, what you didn't like, anything you'd like to see us do. We'll do our best to fit it in for you.
Alright, take care.